Okay, so first, how do we measure the person's head? We tell our patient that with 4 fingers of his previously disinfected hand, we tell him to place the 4 fingers of his on his forehead. Clever. Those 4 fingers are going to indicate to us where the electrical pigmentation starts from. It is not doing it to the eye. Great care. Nor can it be done from the forehead. A lot of people start almost close to the nose and do some absolutely out of the ordinary and very ugly things. So 4 fingers with the client's hand or yours mark the back. A line to indicate from where we are going to start. So it would be if in this case between the eyebrows, based on the nose, it would be done this way. Clever. 4 fingers and on the back the mark would be made. Now the center, which is the center of the center, is directly marked by the nose. Certain. Middle nose, half of the mouth. We mark the center and bring it to the back, simply to measure the center of the head and the start. The most important is the most important. A lot of people have gotten the trick from here. Clever. They have made a straight line here. Absolutely. Fet clowning the. We are going to do it at the top and that is given to you by the person's hand. Remember that we work with the golden ratio and the proportion of that person's hand is going to be the exact measure of where the hair is going to be pulled. From here we dial. We make the mark and look for the inputs of the person. Now, as I find this client's entrance, I must look and be guided by the natural entrances that he has. Where there was hair, you will see very open follicles. If already those follicles also depending on the person. If he is a young person between 20 and 25 years old, try not to make your entries too steep. Try to make it more in line with his age. If you are an older person, try to make them a little more pronounced to make it look natural. If he is an Afro-Colombian Afro-American person, normally his hairs or the shape of his entrance is square. Then look at pictures on the internet of barbers as they would cut an African American man or American name. Right, for you to see what the cut would be like and you are going to be exactly the guide that entry guide. Clever. Now the head is subdivided to subdivide as well as it is going to show you that you have the images and in the complete video you will see some images of how the head is subdivided. This is how they will see it. The head is immediately subdivided into 5 quadrants. The 5 quadrants will allow you to subdivide the head in order to have an orderly work. It does not have an exact measurement. It is simply for you to have a working guide. Once you have the 5 quadrants established, you can divide the quadrants like I do. A painting is very small to be able to have a simpler work area and not get lost, because if you do not have the delimited area, what happened to me will happen to you. At first the corner of my eye would fool me and I would start stomping my head and putting stitches everywhere and by the end it would take me twice as long as it should and my head would not fit well. You have to work in order. Now, in what areas are we going to place the 60 points? The front line, which is the starting line. That front line, as I told you now, cannot be done by placing points on a line. They cannot place linear points like this because it will look bad. The points to be placed will be seen in the past as the technical tail to busy 1, 2, 3, 4. Here there are already 1, 2, 3, 4. Clever. In other words, they will be indistinct. There are going to be very open spaces between the points and that will help the head not look so marked. 60 points. Front line. Line the temple and line the ears and back of the head. 60 points after the second quadrant. Enter after the middle of the first quadrant by touching the second quadrant. We are going to work 90 stitches per square centimeter. After the third and fourth quadrant, we are going to work 120 stitches per square centimeter and the back part we are going to work at 60 stitches per square centimeter. It is an approximate. Don't start counting because you are going to get tangled up. It is an approximate so that you work at the same rhythm of the music and you will notice that those points will be very well spread. You are going to practice them on one of these heads. You can buy it separately if you are doing this online course. That head is a cost that here in the WhatsApp that you have from us we can send you the cost. You can also guide or help you with a colored head that is colored head. It also serves to place the points. I like it better because the disco head has the same density as the head on the normal scalp of a person who already has alopecia. As it is so delicate and the point has to be a little touch, the door to allow that touch, if you do it very hard, you will realize that the thing goes to the bottom. Ready? Then help yourself with a head of these. You take the picture first. What is the task? He takes the head of the picture. You don't even send your head with the measurements. Second step, you are going to place the 5 quadrants. Send it to me. And the third step, you are going to do in a real person with the measurements and you are going to record a quadrant for me. A quadrant, the one you choose from the head with the points to look at the distance and from there you can tell if it is good or bad to be able to guide you. Okay, those are the jobs. You have to do with the pigmentation at the end or before you fuck a person. I wish you could send me this completely finished head before I fuck someone. It would be the most logical thing to be able to guide you and help you in mistakes that you have made. It is not good to practice on a real person, hurt their head, and ask what happened? Ready, because we know that mega points are going to be presented. Observe the pressure, and if they are controlled with a mannequin, it will be safer than trying for the first time on a person. Voucher. Now we go to practice. We are going to take the measurements to Federico and we begin to make the first points. Okay?